that the start is so close to the stand. So Cracking Lass is out first, representing Tony Hamilton and Richard Fahey. Richard already had a winner here this afternoon in our first race of the day. Number 1, Cracking Lass, is the first one to appear. Next in the procession, leading them, those that are still in the paddock, is Kaylani. In the Godolphin blue, Mikel Barcelona, riding for Mahmoud Al-Zaruni. That is number 8, Kaylani. Followed by Hazel Lavery in the blue colours with the white seams, chevrons on the sleeves. Mr. R. Morecambe, E. O'Leary, R. Scarborough. William Carson riding for Charlie Hills. Number 7, Hazel Lavery. Followed down by Wild Cocoa in the turquoise colours with the gold sleeves, red cap for Tom Queally and Sir Henry Cecil. Colours of Gestut Rotgen. Followed down by Bite of the Cherry in black with the lavender sleeves and cap for RLW Frisbee. Willie Turner riding for Michael Bell. Gallipot is next down. Dual winner on the all-weather in the blue colours with the yellow chevron hoop and cap. William Buick riding for John Gosden. That horse is followed to post by Monshak in the light blue with the halved sleeves of yellow and light blue. Franny Norton, fresh for him success on the Gold Chung San, teaming up with Sir Michael Stout, who's doubly represented here, colours of Nulan Bizikov. Then Sir Michael's other runner, the Royal Runner Estimate, winner of the Queen's Vase at Royal Ascot. Paul Hannigan looking for his second win of the day, teaming up with Estimate in the colours of Her Majesty the Queen. The purple jacket with the scarlet sleeves, gold braid, black cap with the gold tassel. And number 3, Ambivalent. Neil Callan and Roger Varian, the combination. Colours of Abdullah Saeed Bahab. The green colours with the black epaulets and striped sleeves for number 3, Ambivalent, who is equipped with the hood. So the runners making their journey down towards the 1 mile, 6.5 long start for the DFS Park Hill Stakes. Feature race here on DFS Ladies' Day. And the runners, all of them appropriately enough, of course, fillies and mares. Very much the females out on the track as well as in the enclosures today, catching the eye. And Ambivalent, the last of them to stride down towards the start. 3 places for each way betting, and obviously our thanks to DFS for their continued support of this race day and this Park Hill Stakes. They're on their way to post. Group 2 contest, feature of the day, due off at 2:55. Wild Cocoa is the 7-4 market leader here, ahead of Estimate at 4-1, 9-2 for Ambivalent, 8-1 Kaylani. Gallipot is 12-1, 16s for Hazel Lavery, 20s Bite of the Cherry, 25-1 for Monshak, and 28-1 for Cracking Lass. So the runners are already heading behind the starting stalls, and indeed the loading up process is already underway. Cracking Lass has gone in, and the blindfold is on Estimate. Still a minute or so to post time, so those have just been loaded a little ahead, or attempting to be loaded a little ahead of the others, because the likes of Wild Cocoa and also Bite of the Cherry are yet to just go behind the stalls. But loading up is underway for this feature race of the day. Cracking Lass has just moved into the stalls. Hazel Lavery it was who was the first in, as opposed to Cracking Lass, but about to be joined by Ambivalent. Ambivalent, winner of 2 from 3 starts this year. Exactly the same as Estimate. Plenty of these progressive. Ambivalent just requiring a shove from the handlers before she consents to go in. So we're waiting for Monshak, Kaylani, Gallipot, Bite of the Cherry, and the market leader, Wild Coco. There's Monshak. He's gone into stall number 5. About to be joined by Gallipot. William Buick, of course, a high-profile ride at the weekend in the St Ledger itself. Broad Thought-worthy, winner of the Great Voltager. Bite of the Cherry about to go forward for Hayley Turner, and that will just leave us with Wild Coco for Tom Queally. The last one going forward. So they're all in. And they're off and racing for the DFS Park Hill Stakes, and Monshak jumps out perfectly okay, and indeed is one of those who is up there early on. The pace is not that quick. Monshak sauntering over to take the lead. Bite of the Cherry pressing on a little wider out. Kaylani tracks the pace with Gallipot, Estimate, Hazel Lavery. At this stage, Wild Coco dropping into about 7th place. The back two, Cracking Lass, and last of all is Ambivalent. So Monshak at still no more than a steady gallop, with Bite of the Cherry moving through now to sit outside the leader. Hazel Lavery's posted a little bit deep with the bend looming on the outer of Estimate, with Kaylani keen on the fence and Gallipot between that little cluster. Hazel Lavery just being taken back now to try and get in as they will shortly approach a left-hand turn. Wild Coco ahead of the white-faced Cracking Lass, and Ambivalent is at the rear of the field. So a steadily run race early on. The pace being set by Monshak, a neck in advance from Bite of the Cherry, blue colours of Kaylani. Scarlet sleeves of Estimate ahead of Gallipot, Wild Coco, Hazel Lavery. Cracking Lass just pushed along in about 8th place, so maybe the pace picking up slightly. It doesn't appear that strong, however, and Ambivalent is keen behind Cracking Lass, who was just struggling early on, even at this seemingly modest tempo. Out in front, Monshak it is who shows the way as they continue this swinging turn. Bite of the Cherry poised in 2nd place but remains passive outside the leader, so there's no real increase in the tempo. Estimate has been 3 deep the trip on the outside of Kaylani and Gallipot. Wild Coco Gold Sleeves turquoise jacket is just ahead of Hazel Lavery as they continue this long steady turn that will bring them back towards home, and still towards the rear of the field. Cracking Lass, who was the first off the bridle but is still in touch, and Ambivalent, who's been under restraint and a little keen at the rear of the field. So continuing their steady progress back towards us, about 6 furlongs to travel in the DFS Park Hill Stakes, and out in front it's Monshak who shows the way with Bite of the Cherry, and there's been very little change in the play. Estimate's been trapped deep the trip with Kaylani and Gallipot next. Wild Coco taking time to creep into it with Hazel Lavery, then Cracking Lass and Ambivalent, who will be the last two as they turn for home. And out in front, Monshak has had the run of the race. Bite of the Cherry has always sat shotgun just outside the leader. Estimate is now asked to creep closer from Kaylani. Wild Coco, Tom Queally just looking to thread a passage here, because due to the lack of pace they're in a bit of a heap. Gallipot just in danger of being outpaced. Hazel Lavery, then Ambivalent, who's also trying to pick the way through the field. So Estimate, the Royal Runner, is the first to commit from Gallipot, then Wild Coco. Ambivalent still travelling up okay from Hazel Lavery, and now the race develops. Estimate got first run, and the Royal Runner has a 2-length lead. Wild Coco hanging into the fence with Gallipot, Ambivalent and Hazel Lavery, but it's Estimate who is still out in front with a furlong and a half to go. Leads from Wild Coco and Gallipot, then Hazel Lavery. Estimate, who sees the trip out strongly, is still out in front, but is now being borne down on by Wild Coco, who all of a sudden scents her prey, moves to the lead past Estimate, Gallipot and Hazel Lavery, and Wild Coco is well on top at the line. Wild Coco won it tight second. Maybe Hazel Lavery stands side with Estimate and Gallipot also involved. Right behind those was Ambivalent from Bite of the Cherry, then Monshak. Kaylani disappointed, and Cracking Lass just appeared to find this a bit too hot.